Morning, my friends. It is truly a pleasure to be here with all of you today. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here. I know that your time is valuable, and I'm honored that you have chosen to spend it with me. Now, the topic that we are going to be exploring today is one that is near and dear to my heart. It is the idea of upgrading your life in silence. This is a concept that I have been passionate about for many years, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to share my thoughts and insights with all of you. You see, my friends, too often in our fast-paced, constantly connected world, we find ourselves caught up in the noise and the chaos. We are bombarded with information from every direction. Social media, news, advertisements, the endless distractions of our day. And all of this noise can be overwhelming, can't it? It can leave us feeling stressed, anxious, and even disconnected from ourselves. But what if I told you that there is a way to break free from all of that noise? What if I told you that there is a way to upgrade your life, not by doing more, but by doing less, by embracing the power of silence? Now, I know what you might be thinking, silence. How can that possibly help me upgrade my life? Isn't that just going to make me feel even more isolated and alone? And I can understand that perspective. In a world that is constantly telling us that we need to be bigger, better, and more productive, the idea of embracing silence might seem counterintuitive. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly allowed yourself to be still? When was the last time you took a moment to disconnect from the noise and the chaos and just be present with yourself? I'm willing to bet that for many of you, it's been a long time. And that's a shame, my friends, because silence is one of the most powerful and transformative tools that we have at our disposal. When we embrace silence, we create the space for self-reflection, for personal growth, and for the kind of deep, meaningful change that can truly transform our lives. So you see, when we are constantly caught up in the noise and the distractions of the world, we often lose touch with our true selves. We become disconnected from our values, our goals, and our deepest desires. And that can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment that can be incredibly difficult to overcome. But when we embrace silence, we create the opportunity to reconnect with ourselves. We can take a step back and really examine our lives, our choices, and the direction that we are headed. We can identify the areas where we are feeling stuck or unfulfilled, and we can begin to take the necessary steps to change them. And that, my friends, is where the real magic of upgrading your life in silence comes into play. Because when we are truly present with ourselves, when we are fully engaged in the process of self-reflection and personal growth, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We begin to see new opportunities, new pathways, and new ways of being that we might never have considered before. We tap into our deepest wells of creativity and innovation, and we start to unlock the true potential that lies within us. And the best part, none of this requires us to do more, to be more, or to achieve more. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Grading your life in silence is all about stripping away the unnecessary, about letting go of the things that are holding us back, and about creating the space for true, lasting transformation. Now, I know that this might all sound a bit abstract or idealistic, but I can assure you that it is very much a practical and tangible reality. I have seen it in my own life, and I have seen it in the lives of countless others who have embraced the power of silence. You see, when we take the time to truly listen to ourselves, to get quiet and to get still, we begin to uncover the root causes of the challenges and the obstacles that we are facing. We start to see the patterns and the beliefs that are holding us back, and we can begin to work on changing them. And this, my friends, is where the real magic happens. Because when we change our internal landscape, when we upgrade the way we think and the way we see the world, everything else in our lives starts to shift as well. Our relationships become deeper and more meaningful. Our work becomes more fulfilling and rewarding. Our physical and mental health improve, and we start to experience a sense of inner peace and contentment that we may have never known before. And all of this simply by embracing the power of silence, by taking the time to get quiet, to get still, and to really tune in to ourselves. Now, I know that this might all sound overwhelming, and you might be wondering, okay, Brian, that's all well and good, but how do I actually do this? How do I start upgrading my life in silence? Well, my friends, I'm so glad you asked because the truth is it's actually a lot simpler than you might think. It all starts with a simple three-step process that I like to call the silence upgrade. The first step in the silence upgrade is to establish a daily practice of silence. Now, this doesn't have to be anything fancy or complicated. It can be as simple as setting aside 10-15 minutes each day to sit quietly, to breathe deeply, and to just be present with yourself. During this time, you can engage in meditation. You can journal, or you can simply let your mind wander. The key is to create a sacred space for yourself, free from the distractions and the noise of the outside world. And as you engage in this daily practice, you'll start to notice some interesting things happening. You'll begin to feel a greater sense of calm and clarity. You'll start to become more aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and the patterns that are shaping your life. And this, my friends, is where the second step of the silence upgrade comes into play. Because once you have established this daily practice of silence, the next step is to start exploring the insights and the discoveries that arise from it. Some time each day to reflect on what you are learning about yourself. What are the limiting beliefs or the negative patterns that you are uncovering? What are the areas of your life that are calling out for change or transformation? And as you do this, I encourage you to be gentle and compassionate with yourself. Remember that this is a process of growth and self-discovery, and that it's perfectly normal to encounter resistance, fear, or even discomfort along the way. But the key is to keep going, to keep exploring, to keep diving deeper, and to trust that the insights and the wisdom that you uncover will be the key to unlocking the life that you truly desire. And that brings us to the third and final step of the silence upgrade. Taking action. You see, my friends, it's not enough to simply become aware of the areas of our lives that need to change. We also have to be willing to take the necessary steps to make those changes happen. And this is where the power of silence becomes truly transformative. Because when we are quiet and still, we tap into a deeper well of wisdom and intuition that can guide us towards the right actions and the right choices. We start to see more clearly the steps that we need to take, the habits that we need to change, and the mindsets that we need to shift in order to create the life that we want. And the best part, when we approach these changes from a place of silence and inner reflection, they become so much easier to implement and sustain. Because we are not trying to force or push our way through change. Instead, we are allowing it to unfold organically, guided by our deepest values and our truest desires. And as we start to make these changes, as we start to upgrade our lives in silence, we begin to experience a profound sense of transformation and growth. We feel more grounded, more centered, and more in touch with our authentic selves. We feel a greater sense of purpose and meaning, and we start to see the world around us in a whole new light. And this, my friends, is the true power of upgrading your life in silence. It's not about doing more or being more. It's about stripping away the unnecessary, about getting quiet and getting still, and about allowing the true essence of who we are to shine through. Because when we do this, when we embrace the power of silence, we open ourselves up to a whole new world of possibility. We unlock the door to a life of greater fulfillment, greater joy, and greater purpose. And that, my friends, is what I believe is the true key to living a life that is truly extraordinary. It's not about chasing after the next big goal or the next big accomplishment. It's about creating the space for ourselves to truly be present, to truly be alive, and to truly be the best version of who we are. So I encourage you all to take this journey with me, to embrace the power of silence, to upgrade your life in the quietest of ways, and to discover the true depth and richness of what it means to live a life that is truly your own. Because, my friends, the potential that lies within each and every one of us is truly limitless. And when we tap into that potential, when we unlock the power of silence, there is no telling what we might be able to achieve. So let's get started, shall we? Let's dive in, let's get quiet, and let's upgrade our lives in the most profound and transformative way possible. Thank you all so much for being here today. I am truly honored to share this journey with you, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store. God bless you all, and have a truly amazing day.